My dear friends, this week's Torah portion, Ki Teitzei, begins, as you might suspect, with the words Ki Teitzei, which means when you go forth to war against your enemies. Who are the enemies? The Torah isn't clear about who the enemies are. But the amazing thing is, if you study traditional Jewish commentary, no matter what the century or what the country, they gave the same interpretation around and across time and space. The enemy referred to in the Torah is none other than you and me, the evil inclination within each of us. Let me give it to you in English. We are our own worst enemies. Sometimes, aren't we? The pressure we bring on ourselves with our frantic lives, the perfectionism we thrust upon ourselves and our children, the out-of-control chase for more stuff is something we, not the Joneses, do to us. Yes, the Yetzer Hara, our neurotic blind spots, are without a doubt our worst enemies. So the solution, the commentator suggests, based on Ellen's Torah portion, is to go to war with those gaps in our spiritual maturity and wake up to the most important goals Rick is singing and Rabbi Bowman just talked about: family, friends, Judaism, learning, loving, healing, giving, helping, sharing, hugging, living, all the more important life goals. Don't just sit back, the Torah is saying, and let those internal enemies control your life. The Torah is saying, go to war with it by doing the unfinished business of growing up that we all leave behind when we leave this synagogue in pursuit of the unimportant things. The command to be holy, to live a life of justice and compassion and integrity means that everyone here not only has something to go to war within themselves, but we all have godliness in us. And that's just the opening verse of Ki Teitzei. It's the source of more mitzvahs than any other in the entire 5 books of Moses. 72, more than 10%. These include returning a lost article found in the public domain, whether it's someone's animal or a shirt someone needs for clothing. All these repeats of, if you find something, return it. What's it about? It's not about a shirt. It's not about an animal. It's about the very fabric of a community or a city or a nation. It's about trust. There needs to be trust among people for a family, community, or city or world to function. And knowing that a lost article will be returned is an example of that very basic sense of trust. So before I close, let me ask you this question. What if the lost article is Judaism itself? How do we restore this gift of Judaism, which hasn't been brought to life for generations of youth and adults for decades? Return to sender means more than either the Postal Service or Elvis understood during Elvis Week in Memphis. Return to sender is the promise of Judaism and the season. Returning to our sender, our source God, means returning to all the purpose we're looking for, whether you're 20-something or 90-something. The source which gives us the power to bring out the best that is within us, and for those of you in mourning, to survive the worst that befalls you. The answer to keeping Judaism alive and to reconnecting this incredible gift every Jew can claim is a service like tonight, where kids are not an interruption. We're weaving words and music, these ancient prayers that the Emilys and Haleys would have never, ever learned in Hebrew school. But because of the music, it's the connector and bridge to becoming aware of this gift called Judaism and the gift of becoming all we can be humanly and Jewishly. So before I ask you to join in the Chatzi Kaddish, please take a moment. You already took a breath. Give thanks for the blessings in your life you forgot to give thanks for today, the people in your life, the blessings of Judaism and Shabbat. And remember this, our ability to receive God's blessings with thankfulness will never exceed God's ability to shower us with blessings. Because for those of us who are cultivating the habit of gratitude, no matter how large a bowl we set out to receive God's blessings, it will always overflow. So eyes open or closed, please recall your greatest blessings now.